What's up, everyone? This is Cardfight Destiny. Now, normally I leave this to Reverse Fighter Akira, but I'm pretty much just planning on getting rid of that because that was just a little gimmick I wanted to try for Episode 1. I kind of didn't like it that much, mostly just because editing it is a pain in my butt, because that takes a lot of work, and unfortunately my computer likes to blow up. So anyway, I'm here to do Anirate Episode 2. Yeah. So, I'm just here to discuss a couple of, the animes I've been watching this season so far and give my opinions on them. I'll be giving a more in-depth opinion on a couple of things on this list, mostly just 2, 3, maybe 4, all of them are the card game animes, by the way, eventually, and possibly one of them just because it's a continuation of stuff that I did on my old channel. But I've spent about a minute talking about this, so let's get underway. Starting off with the animes that concluded this season, since we are in the fall anime lineup. We have the original Cardfight Vanguard anime series that just ended last week. I would have done something on it, but I wasn't home, and I wanted to wait to get home to fix my computer and whatnot, because if you're wondering why the video quality on this video is better than the video quality on the 2 videos I just posted, that's because I was using my old camcorder, and that camcorder does not like the lighting in my family member's basement. So, yeah. I apologize for that. But anyway, getting back onto it, Cardfight Vanguard, specifically the Legion Maid arc. That arc, I'm on the same boat as a lot of people who didn't really like the Legion Maid arc. It was rushed as all hell. The amount of bullshit that happened peaked the amount of bullshit that happened in any previous season. To put it into perspective, the one episode with Aichi versus Kai at the very end, Kai's magnificent ability to pull 2 Embodiment of Spirit Tars back to back kind of pissed me off at a level that's never happened before. That's some bullshit even Yugimoto couldn't pull in his dreams. Seto Kaiba would laugh at that. That's basically about as far as I'm gonna go on that one. The other thing, just the amount of other bullshit. Misaki, Kamui, Miwa's auto losses due to literal plot. Miwa, of all the times to not pull a trigger in that one episode, all he needed to do was just pull a trigger and he would have won, but they had to say no to that. Misaki had that one. I don't know how she lost. And Kamui didn't even get an episode to fight that. That really pissed me off, that Kamui didn't even get an episode to fight. He just got 5 minutes on screen, and then Miwa took over. I call bullshit on that. What else is there to go over? That's pretty much all I can say, actually. Overall, it's just, I wanted to like that season, but so much just went wrong. If I continue talking, I'll go on forever. But I'll go into discussion on that when I actually do an episode on the entire series of the first season of Vanguard. So, anyway, now that we got concluding animes, now that we're getting on to continuing animes, we have Sword Art Online 2. The first half of Sword Art Online, the Gun Gale arc, was, in my opinion, done really well. Some people didn't like the pacing of it, which, the pacing of it was fine. It followed the pacing of the novels, as far as I'm aware, to almost a T. Possibly some things were sped up or slowed down, I don't know, because I haven't actually gotten that far in the novels. But overall, it was good. That season was a good season. We're getting to the new arc now, which follows 2 side stories. The Excalibur side story, which is going to be ending next week from the looks of it, which, as of this episode 2 of the Excalibur arc, a lot of people are laughing about the fact that something funny is about to happen that I'm not going to spoil. If you know your Nordic mythology, it's not a spoiler though, which is hilarious. You will see it coming a mile away if you have studied Nordic mythology. Other than that, though, the next arc is going to be the Mother's Rosario arc, which, if I'm correct, will probably be the remainder of, which will probably consist of, as the plot for the remainder of the series. I'm not too sure if we're going to get anything else before that, before it ends. So there's that. If anything, the Excalibur arc may go on for 2 more weeks, and then Mother's Rosario will pick up. But from how it's looking, Excalibur is going to end next week. And Mother's Rosario is going to pick up for the following week. From the following week to conclusion. So that's pretty much that on Sword Art Online 2. Overall, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Next up is Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, or Arc V, however you want to pronounce it. It's supposed to be Arc 5, but I know some people do pronounce it as Arc V. Surprise, surprise, I'm watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. Does that mean I'm going to play the game? No, I mean, I am half tempted to build a Shadal deck. And I'm half tempted to build an Odd Eyes deck. But other than that, I'm not going to get into the game. If I do build those decks... Oh yeah, and I'm half tempted to actually finally build that, the Medulce deck I've been wanting to build since Medulce's first came out, but either way, I'm not going to get back into playing the game. If I do, it's for casual and not for competitive. Vanguard is my competitive card game, and another card game in which I will get to near the end of this whole thing. I started watching it. It's actually not bad. It's probably one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Seasons since GX, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me because I enjoyed GX. 5Ds was good. Zeal made me want to kill someone. And the original series is always going to be the original series. It's always going to be both good and bad. But Arc 5 is actually looking to be really good. I like almost all the characters, but the kid who's always like, it's making me shiver. The fat one. And I can say fat, I'm a big person. I don't really like him that much. Other than that, the show is good. It does have its down episodes, especially that little arc when they were trying to ensure Yuya wasn't the one who hurt the guy from LDS. I hated that little arc because it was so stupid. But yeah, that's all I can really say on it. I know I'm saying that a lot, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's always going to be the same. So, moving on, next on this list is Sailor Moon Crystal. Why? I understand why it's once every other week. But the fact that it's once every other week is killing me, because while I know what's going to happen, I want to see the next episode. For those of you who are unaware, Sailor Moon Crystal is the reboot series to Sailor Moon to celebrate the 20th anniversary, even though I think the 20th anniversary already passed a while ago. But, it's actually, the production quality on it is really good, hence why it takes 2 weeks to do. Especially because it's not a series that's airing on television. The only way to watch it is through Crunchyroll, Viz's Hulu channel, if I'm correct. I think they might be airing it on Neon Alley. I don't have a Neon Alley account anymore because I could give 2 shits about Neon Alley. Because it's not a streaming service, it's a cable channel-like service, and I find that extremely dumb. What else is there? And, Nico Nico Doga if you're in Japan. Those are the only 3 ways, if I'm correct. The only 3 to 4 ways. 3, I know exactly. 4, if I'm correct on the Neon Alley thing. And it's basically new animation, following the manga more exact. Though I think I never read the manga, so I'm not sure if the changing of Usagi's tiara is correct as the series progresses. It could be, but again, I never read the manga, so excuse me if I'm wrong. But overall, I am enjoying it. It feels faster paced. Like, some things are feeling like it's going a little too fast, but again, I could be wrong. That could be how fast the first part of the manga went. It's going to be 26 episodes long. With it being every other week, I could be wrong, but I think it will end by the time next year comes around. We don't know if it's going to be continuing on after that to what was Sailor Moon R, S, Super S, Stars. It could, it couldn't. It all depends on how we, the fans, take it. If we buy the merchandise, the prop replica Moonstick and Moon Scepter. If we buy the DVD releases from Viz of the new English dubbing, the new remastering of the series, which I will be buying once I get money. I'll be buying all that stuff once I get money. If we keep watching the series and we demand Toei to continue it, we'll get the Chibiusa arc, the Uranus-Neptune debut arc, all that fun stuff. We'll get all of that if we just continue to demand it, buy the stuff, watch the show. Please help us get this series. Yes, I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, so I really, really want to see it continue. Whew. Okay, so now that I got all the continuing anime out of the way that I've been watching, starting off with the new series, starting off with the stuff that I have to watch illegally, air quotes, because, no other website is airing this stuff legally. Starting off is Happiness Charge Precure. Overall, it's Precure still. I'm enjoying it. Oh yeah, Happiness Charge Precure is actually supposed to be in the continuing part. Derp! I don't know why I have that in the new series category. So, back to continuing animes for the year so far. Happiness Charge Precure. We've finally gotten all the Intersit forms debuted. We had a plot twist in last week's episode. I haven't watched this week's because I'm not sure if it's been subtitled yet. Crazy shit's happening, shit hit the fan, and that's about it. There's not much more I can go on, except it's Precure. The plot's always going to be the same. It is pretty good. It's not up there with Heartcatch and Doki Doki as my top two favorites, but it is up there. It is slowly getting up there. If the climax is good enough, it will be up there in my top, as part of my top 3. Right now, it's Heartcatch, Doki Doki, the original series, Splash Star, or the original series and Max Heart, and then Splash Star. So yeah, now getting on to the new anime that's started this year, and going with starting off once again with the illegal animes, because these are the series that I can't, or this is the series that I can't watch through any legal means. Amagi Brilliant Park. Cue the opening theme, by the way, as always. Amagi Brilliant Park it's pretty good. It's Kyoto Animation quality, but the thing that made me immediately want to watch it was the fact that Akino and Bless 4 sing the opening theme. If anyone knows, I'm a huge fan of Sosei no Aquarion. I have the DVD box set thing over here. I'd pull that out in a heartbeat to show you. Is that it? No, that's not it though. I'm a huge fan of Sosei no Aquarion and its sequel series, Aquarion Evil. No matter how bad it was to some people, I actually still enjoyed it. So immediately hearing Akino and Bless 4 singing this opening made me think of that, because Akino and Bless 4 sang all the music for the Aquarion franchise. So after hearing that, I went to watch it, and it's good. Again, like I said, it's Kyoto Animation stuff. Typical main male character could give a crap about shit. Supernatural female protagonist comes into play to change his life. Antics ensue, and by supernatural, if you know Chunibyo, that means fake supernatural for that one series, but everything else it is supernatural in one way or another. So yeah, overall I am thoroughly enjoying it, especially because also one of the mascots is based off of Fumofu, or at least he resembles Fumofu, because he acts like it. He even says Mofu, and uses, if I'm correct, the same voice as Fumofu, or whatever the thing was called from Fumofu. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched Full Metal Panic. So, overall, if you haven't given Amagi Brilliant Park a chance, go and check it out, especially because the opening theme is really good, as you've been hearing. Now getting to the legal stuff I can watch. Starting off is Gundam Build Fighter Try. I love this opening theme, and I'm enjoying Gundam Build Fighter Try. For those of you who are going to ask, I have to continue watching G-Reco. I only watched the first 2 episodes, so I can't give a thorough opinion on it, unfortunately. Build Fighter Try overall is a really good series, though, so far. The main male protagonist is definitely throwing hints that Domon Kashu is his mentor, especially because if the scene has already popped up. In the opening, you see that his mentor looks a lot like Domonkashu. Now, before we get into anything more, his Gundam is called the Build Burning Gundam, yes. No, it was never intended to really homage the God Gundam. If anything, as it was said, it's an upgraded Strike Gundam, though I personally see more Impulse in it. The whole thing is the director, or whoever it was, who came up with the name Build Burning Gundam, never ever knew that God Gundam was renamed to Burning Gundam in America. So it was a happy-ass coincidence. Yes, overall, though, Sekai does hold heavy homages. Sekai and his fighting style hold heavy homages to Domonkashu and the Riha Toho Fuhai. But overall, it's just a happy coincidence of the Burning Gundam. Other than that, though, I don't understand why the main female protagonist is going to be using an SD Gundam as her Gundam of choice. And I really like the Sniper Zeta Gundam, the Lightning Gundam. Zeta Gundam is one of my all-time favorite Gundams, so definitely once that comes out and I have the space to have model kits displayed, because, as you can see, I kind of have very little space except for that, but that's my shrine to Setsuna. So, once I get more space to display Gundam models, oh yeah, and if you can excuse me, see behind me, I don't have enough space there to even think about displaying Gundam models either, even if I wanted to, because that's not a Gundam model display area. I just have no room to display more kits. But, so that's why I moved to this channel. But anyway, I digress on there. So overall, if you haven't checked out Build Fighter Try, go and check it out. The first three episodes are really, really good. Next up, excuse the jump cut. Next up on this list is Log Horizon Season 2. I'm gonna be fair, it's not as intriguing as the first season was to me. I don't know what it is. I think it's partly the new animation studio. I just don't enjoy it. I really don't. I've watched all the episodes that have come out so far, except for I think this week's, and it's just not keeping my interest as much as the first series did. I think it might partly be due to the fact that I'm not a fan of the fact that they are using Database again as the opening theme. I would have preferred a new opening theme, even though, yes, we did get a new opening sequence. I would have much preferred we gotten a new opening theme with said opening sequence. Hearing Database again kind of was the first hit. The second hit was the change in animation studio. I get it. I think, if I'm correct, I believe Satelight is either working on a new anime or has been working on a new anime, so they didn't have a chance to do anything with that. But if they knew that they were going to be doing 2 seasons for it, unless it was already unless it was originally stated in the contract that Satelight and then this new studio, whose name I forget, was going to be doing the animes together. They were going to do, Satelight was going to do season 1, the other studio was going to do season 2. Unless it was pre-stated that Satelight and this studio were going to be doing it, I just feel that it should have been Satelight doing it all the way. I know I was stumbling over my words. I'm sorry, I'm not scripted. I don't do these things scripted. So, in the end, I'm going to still watch it until I feel it's time to drop it. But Log Horizon 2 might not be something I'm going to complete this season. It might end up being like with Season 1, where I didn't complete it until before Season 2 aired. There was a reason I didn't do that, though, unlike this one, where it's just I'm not interested in it as much for some reason. Anyway, on to the next one, and this is another one I will probably pick up on do a video on once more episodes come out. Cardfight Vanguard G. There's only one episode out, so I can't say much. Episode 1 was decent, but in the end, it was an underwhelming and also awesome episode. Seeing the new way they call units, seeing the new standing fight table, seeing what is probably going to be the new Hollow Generation system, all of that was really cool. The way I just said Sekai, excuse me. The way Chrono got his deck, it made little to no sense, but whatever. I think Aichi left the deck in his shoe locker, because at the end of the episode you see Aichi walk past Shindo. So it was either Aichi or Ibuki Koji, the main antagonist of the movie, who left the deck in Chrono's locker. What is it? What else is there? The opening theme is really, really good. It's sung by Mamoru Miyano, one of my favorite Japanese voice actors of all time. So, it's amazing. But the thing that disappointed me the most was we didn't even get to see one or two, we got to see none of the effects of the new Gear Chronicle clan. So that disappointed me a little bit. Kamui's having the same voice actress, / Kamui's voice actress not trying to at least deepen the voice, that depressed me a little bit because Kamui still sounds the same, even though he shouldn't sound like a prepubescent boy. Especially with his new awesome redesign, his new awesome older appearance. And we got to see no Misaki, but we did get to see 2 Assistacats, so that was cool. But other than that, that's pretty much all I can say. Overall, it was a decent episode, and I can't wait to see more, especially the fact that Kamui is going to be catching a Perfect Riser in the next episode. I want to see why. Alright, time to get to names that are going to be hard to pronounce. Next on this list, Inou-Battle wa Nichijou-kei no naka de, when supernatural battles become commonplace. This anime is weird but awesome. The premise is the main character is a chunibyo, sound familiar? And all of a sudden, him and the literature club gain supernatural abilities. He has a useless ability of summoning black fire that does nothing. One girl can create anything that she thinks of. One girl can recover and heal anything she wants. She could possibly even revive the dead. One girl can control time. One girl can summon fire, actual workable fire. And then the student council president also shows that she has the ability to steal others' abilities as long as she knows what the name is and what they do. That's about as far as the plot has really gone. It's just been random antics since then, though. It looks like it's going to start picking up with the recent episode that just came out this week. I haven't watched that. So yeah, overall I'm actually enjoying it. I'm going to continue watching it. Next up on the list is Sora no Method, or Celestial Method as it's being called in English. This is a decent anime. The animation quality on this one's pretty good. I really enjoy the character Noelle. The plot is a little weird since they haven't fully gone into the backstory on it just yet, though it looks like this week's episode, again, haven't watched it yet. I don't know if it's actually out yet. I didn't check. The plot is, from what I can understand, main protagonist used to live in the town that she just moved back into when she was younger, had to move out because of her mother's illness. Her mother then died before they moved back. When she lived there, her and her friend, before she left, she wanted to do something to help remember everyone, even though she doesn't remember anything about all of her old friends. So her and her friends made a wish to try and call a UFO. The UFO did come eventually. I'm not sure if it came before or after she left. And now that she's back, one of her friends hates her guts, wants her gone, remembers her. One of them I think remembered, 2 of them I think remembered her, and the last one didn't remember her until just recently, when the one who hates her guts and wants her gone made her remember. And now we're going to be getting to the plot, from what it looks like. Oh yeah, and Noelle is the UFO. So yeah, we're now going to get to the plot, hopefully starting this week. So overall, I'm gonna keep watching it. It is looking interesting. And yeah. Next up on the list is Trinity 7. Main protagonist is a candidate to be the Demon Lord. He had a phenomenon called the Breakthrough Phenomenon, I think it was called, which caused the destruction of his hometown. The grimoire that he has in his possession now, that was originally his cousin, who was in love with him, Japan, She helped him create a mirror copy of his hometown so that he can continue living it peacefully. Until one girl came along and helped correct this. Now he wants to become a mage so that he can save his cousin and go back to his normal life. I think overall that's the plot, because it's convoluted as hell right now. And it's moving at a really, really fast pace. One of my friends said that the plot of the manga, because he read the manga, I haven't read the manga, or the light novel, is a lot slower in pace. So, yeah, if it's one of those really fast-paced animes where it rushes through everything, I'm not going to really enjoy it that much, even though it is so far so good, decent, even at the pace it's going. But overall, if you're interested in... And, oh yeah, it's perverted as heck. If you're interested in ecchi animes with magic and all that, go give it a watch. I'm going to continue watching to see how it goes, and I'll let you all know how it is at the end of the season. Next up on the list is Nichijou-kei, Avenging Battle. This is the second season, and the reason it's not in continuing anime is because, like with Log Horizon 2, reason it's not in continuing anime is because it had a break in the series before continuing on. So, Nichijou-kei, Avenging Battle. It's a continuation of Chika the Coffin Princess. If you already watched Chika the Coffin Princess, you know pretty much what happened. I'm not going to explain what happened in Season 1. We pick up with Chika and the gang fighting another hero, trying to get the parts from Chika's father from her. We also learned what happened to... Oh god, I think it's Viole. I don't remember the character's name. It'll pop up probably. We also learned that said character who had a mental breakdown at the end of Season 1 is also a Chika. So, we lost a Chika at the end of the previous series and gained a new Chika at the start of this series. You also see that Red Chika is still active, hunting down the parts, and also wants to see her little crush again. So, overall, the pace of this anime is picking up again from the looks of it, starting this upcoming episode. And yeah, if you watched the previous season of Chika, you're gonna thoroughly enjoy this one. I can't really say much because it's a continuing anime. So if you like the previous one, you're gonna automatically start liking this one, unless you're like me with Log Horizon 2. Next up on the list, Cross Ange Tenshi Toryu no Rondo, or Rondo of Angel and Dragon. It's a Fukuda anime. You know, Fukuda, the guy who made this piece of gem that I so love. And oh boy, does it show. His fetish for acronyms, dragon being an acronym. I'm not gonna say what the acronym is, because I don't remember. The main character being angsty as hell. The main mecha that she pilots looking like the bastard child of the Strike Freedom and the Destiny Gundam. And yeah, I am moderately enjoying it. I had one hell of a laugh at the end of the first episode because of how over the top it was. I'm not going to spoil it. You have to see that first episode for yourself to understand why I laughed my ass off at the end of it. Though, the main female protagonist, I fucking despised her. I mean, hopefully she'll be one of those characters that starts out with me hating her and then I end up liking her. But at the same time, it's Fukuda, and I know he's going to do something to annoy me. Especially after seeing a spoiler from this week's episode with the main character looking like Jesus fucking Yamato. Yeah, I really don't like Seed. Or the latter half of Destiny. Overall, if you're into Fukuda stuff, give it a watch. I'm enjoying it decently because of all the stupidity that's happening. But I can understand why people would hate it. Next up on the list, Grisaya no Kaijutsu, or The Fruit of Grisaya, or Le Fruit de Grisaya. It's a visual novel-based anime. The visual novel's actually... it's not that bad. The animation quality is good. I don't really understand the really tight letterbox, but whatever. The anime is, so far, a good, decent laugh. It takes the ecchi that the game had and makes it humorous. I will give it that. And overall, it's decent. If you enjoyed the visual novel, you will enjoy the anime. The anime is making me want to really pick back up on and continue playing the visual novel. So I'll leave it at that for now, because there's not much to say. The plot is interesting. The ending of the first episode made me really want to continue watching, because, again, I didn't get that far in the visual novel, so I wasn't expecting to see some of the things I saw at the end of the first episode. Excuse the jump cut. Telemarketer. Next on the list, Ore Twin Tail ni narimasu, or Gonna Be the Twin Tail. This is the anime that's on Funimation, that you can only watch on either through illegal means or on Funimation. And it basically is a Super Sentai-esque kind of magical girl anime. It's very similar to Vivid Red Operation. The plot is the main character, a man, really loves twin tails. An alien race is coming to Earth to steal Eliminale, or whatever it was. And the essence of Twin Tail, which is the most powerful essence in the world. Oh, the universe, to be more exact. And the main character must stop this, because if they do, then no one will wear Twin Tails anymore. And to do this, he becomes Tail Red, a magical girl. Yeah, it's a trap anime. Or, to be more exact, it's a gender bender anime, not a trap anime. Because he does become a full-fledged girl. Overall, it's a very interesting anime. I do find it humorous as hell. The premise is funny as fuck, and it's probably it's probably going to end up being one of my favorite anime this season, just because of how crazy it is. And again, I really like the opening theme. So if you're looking for an anime that has some really good laughs, really good animation too on some parts, and if you're a Vanguard fan, you love the name of Tail Red's weapon, Blazer Blade, because of how it's said in Japanese is how close it is to Blaster Blade, you'll enjoy this series. Next up on the list, Garo the Animation. Now, I've never actually watched the live-action Dark Tokusatsu Garo, so I can't say how accurate it is to Garo. But overall, I am thoroughly enjoying this one. The opening theme is done by Jam Project, one of my favorite Japanese bands of all times, so that's an instant plus in my book. The animation for it is really, really good, especially the fight scenes when the Makai Knights, when they don their armor. And the plot is looking to be interesting. It's set in medieval times, unlike the live-action Garo series, which is set in modern-day Japan. I don't know if it's being treated as canon to the Garo universe and is a prequel to the actual series, or if it's its own universe that's just using the Garo IP. But overall, it's really, really, really good. If you can watch this, if you have a Funimation account or if you just have access to sites, I have one to recommend. I'm not gonna say it, but if you want, I'm not gonna say it here in the video. If you want it, just leave a comment down below, and I'll give you links to where I go to watch stuff when I have no legal access to it. Go and watch it. It's really, really good. And to end off this very long, over half-hour video, I apologize. It's probably gonna get trimmed down because of some of my stupidity. To end all this, let's go with Selector's Spread Weecross. The continuation to, what was it? The spring anime Selector's Infected Weecross. Holy shit! Basically, to those who don't know Weecross, it is basically a card game anime with a Madoka Magica-like plot twist. It is pretty much the Madoka Magica of card game animes. Girls who want to have their wishes granted team up with living cards known as living Elrigs, which are basically their boss cards, to have their wish granted and become the eternal magical girl. Plot twist, and a spoiler, if you don't want the spoiler, I'll leave a tag of where the jump cut can go. When a girl gets to become an eternal magical girl, she switches places with her Elrig. Her Elrig takes over her body to grant her wish, and she becomes an Elrig to go off to help grant someone else's wish. Yeah. Fucked up, ain't it? So we follow... We follow the main protagonist, Rue, as which I don't know, after X amount of time from the end of the first season, where she just lost her previous Elrig, Tama, and now has her opponent, Iona, as her Elrig. Shit happens, and now Rue is now going to have to come to terms with the fact that her previous Elrig, Tama, is now in the hands of Ulith, who was Iona's Elrig, now in Iona's body. And we're learning now more and more of the White Room, and the girl whose name escapes my mind, who lives in there, who is basically seeming to be the one that has control over everything. Oh, this anime is fucked up and I love it. I really, really hope that this card game comes to the States. So everyone who's watching this who discovered me not through me sharing this through my usual means, who hasn't checked this out, go and check it out. Become a fan of this card game. I really want this game to come to the States, because this card game looks awesome. It's a little bit of Magic Gathering and Duel Masters, not Kaijudo, meets a little bit of Vanguard. Overall, I thoroughly am enjoying this, and I want this game to come to the States, because I don't want to have to play the Japanese format, because I hate playing Japanese cards. So with that, that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I apologize for it being so long. This is my first time back doing these videos in a long time. I will try and make sure I can keep bullet points so I can keep this shorter than a half an hour. So, this is Cardfight Destiny saying out, and I will see you all next time, people. Peace.